Did you know that 1 in 3 couples argue about money? It's no surprise, finances play a huge role. This Valentine's Day, we invited 3 couples spanning from their 30s to their 60s to share how they handle money in marriage. They talk about their best and worst money habits, their investments and savings, and open up about mistakes that they've made so that you don't have to.
We've been married for 10 years.
No, not 10. It's 9.
And on that note, happy Valentine's Day, guys.
Hi, I'm Anubhav Goyal, age 30, work experience of 8 years, 6 of that in Bangalore, been married for a year with Pooja and no kids except for our pots.
Hi, I'm Pooja. My age is 27 and I've been born and brought up in Nasik and living in Bangalore for the past 3 to 4 years.
Hi, I'm Jitesh, 38-year-old, heading product for uni.
Hi, I'm Swati. I'm 30-year-old and I'm an artist. I basically love to do paintings and all.
We've been married for 10 years.
No, not 10. It's 9.
Jan 29. That's,
No.
and we have a 6-year-old kid, Parth, who keeps us on our toes all the time.
My name is S. Lakshmi Narayanan. I'm age 66. I'm now doing retirement planning for people, and I'm also helping already retired people over 50 plus to manage their retirement funds. We are living in Bangalore and we have been living here for the last 15 years. We are married for 36 years now.
My name is Girija Narayanan. I'm basically a homemaker, but I'm a Reiki Grandmaster too. So I heal people.
The topic of money as a couple came up after marriage because we have known each other and we knew the kind of financial behavior we have. So it was pretty easier for us to work on this topic after marriage.
So there's a lot of comfort in the sense I had an understanding of what our saving and investing behavior was. So it did not come up as a topic that we actively needed to discuss before getting married. But we definitely had that conversation right after we got married.
I think even before we got married, considering we come from very humble beginnings we know that life after marriage is a lot of expenditure. So we started discussing some of it before even we got married.
So that's how me and Jitesh end up saying that Jitesh is going to buy a refrigerator and television for our home, and I end up buying washing machine for us.
I would say at the age of 50 years, the question of money came up. Because I was walking along with my best friend, Setu, when he popped up the question, how much would your family get if you die today? So that set me thinking on my retirement planning. So what I did is I took a 1 crore insurance, term insurance on myself, paying 1 lakh premium per year because I took it at the age of 50. Then when the question of investment came, then I involved her also in the process. Because even though I did the research on mutual funds and equities, I decided on asset allocation. She actually executed on my behalf.
I would say it's a joint decision. I think most small decisions end up taken individually. To be honest, there's not been a big decision as such, which would pose us as a challenge. But I think as we probably evolve further and need to take bigger decisions, I think probably we'll do that together is the thought process.
Financial decisions can be divided into 2 parts, expenditure and investments. So when it comes to expenditure, I think Swati is great at managing everything. So she takes care of expenditure. Investments, once there is a rhythm set, I don't think we need to discuss it that often unless we are planning for something major.
Initially, most of the investments were done in my name. As I came towards 56, 57, I transferred all the investments in her name. So financial decision that I took is in which mutual funds to invest, in which equities to invest, and reviewing the portfolio every 6 months.
So I think it's a mix of public market equities, debt and gold. I think most of it is mutual funds because we feel that's the most convenient way to invest given our full-time jobs and multiple other things that we want to do. but we do keep on dabbling a bit in direct stocks as well. We did invest a decent amount in a liquid fund as well. The thought process was we don't have full clarity on what our needs and wants will be in the coming years. I would say 60% would be in equities, which would be a mix of mutual funds and direct, and 40 odd percent would be in short term debt and gold.
Majority of the investments is equities. 70% would be equities, 20% would be debt, and 10% would be gold.
I actually invested only in two asset classes, which is equity mutual funds and direct equities. And I did it in SIP. As soon as I receive my income credited to my account, the first few will go to mutual funds and equities. So when you do SIP in equity and equity mutual funds, the risk is already taken off. Until I achieved my retirement corpus, everything was in equity mutual funds and equities, because these are the two asset classes, according to my research, will create wealth faster than any other asset classes. So after the retirement corpus is achieved, then I have distributed it to post office senior citizen savings scheme. It gives 8.2%. Then monthly income savings scheme. Similarly, she also has got monthly income savings scheme from post office. Then a part of it is in debt mutual funds as well. And 40% is in equities and equity mutual funds. So 60% is in government securities and debt mutual funds.
I think we end up saving about 50 to 60% of our total income. Yeah.
So basically, we'll do mainly 50-50. So, but Jitesh now started believing that we have to look forward for more in the investment. So that's how. What do you say?
I think, when we started, it was maybe 10% saving, 90% expenditure. But as you grow with time, your income rises, but your expenditure mostly remains the same. So now it's almost 50% savings, more than 50% savings.
Okay, after retirement, for the first 2 years, I didn't earn anything. I was just enjoying my life. Having achieved the retirement corpus and the income from passive income was sufficient. Then I discovered that training was my passion. So I started both management consulting and other activities, financial planning. So we bring in about 1.5 to 2 lakhs per month, and we save about 50,000, one third of it.
We handle them separately. We track our spends and budget together. We do it on splitwise for actively tracking our spends. We don't use it for splitting the bills, but it's just like a convenient app for us to track our spends. But our investments are handled differently because we have been doing that for the past couple of years. But we also want to do a joint investment going forward. But we haven't been able to prioritize time for that.
So we maintain a common Excel sheet. We have decided, as a couple, what our goals are, where do we want to invest, and things like that. Unless anything major is sort of coming in, we kind of handle it separately. But we know, what we are sort of doing, where she's investing, where I'm investing. So, yeah, we maintain a common ledger.
So basically, we'll get all the information in the drive. What he is doing, what I'm doing.
We have separate account in respect of share trading and mutual funds, as well as bank accounts. But bank accounts we jointly operate. Mostly I oversee all the bank accounts and things like that. But since, as I told you, 90% of the financial assets is in her name.
Initially, I did not know anything about money and accounts, investment and all those things. He trained me very slowly and asked me to join LIC and all to get awareness of what is investment, how it works and all. Then I started managing papers, like when those days comes, physical statement comes. So I started, managing files for different investments and other things.
Best and worst money habit?
I think your best money habit is that you actively track your spend on Splitwise and have a very regular investment schedule as well. Worst money habit is not procrastinating on some of the investment decisions. because we always try to time the market, but that really never happens. What are your thoughts on loans?
I think every app is trying to sell us loans these days. But I think it's a great instrument for businesses and individuals to grow. But my thought process, I feel that if you know it's what you need it for, then that's a great thing to go forward and achieve your goals. But if you're not, then you might get into that monthly EMI cycle, which might take away some of your independence. This is an interesting one. Who is a saver and who is a spender?
I think you're the saver because you also find deals, but also you like spending on food and travel experiences. I am the spender. I like to spend on myself, my food and clothes. But I don't think I'm that big of a spender as well. We both have a very savings mentality.
I think if you know what the likes and dislikes are and where do you want to spend as a couple and where you don't, I think that will save you a lot of fights and that will give you a lot of great moments while also being keeping your financial independence secure.
What is the biggest money challenge that we have right now?
I would say I think we've been investing on our own for quite a while, but it is very difficult to find time to keep on monitoring that, keep on kind of tracking the markets and investing. So I think we are really looking for support who can help us, with the asset allocation and monitoring our portfolio, and finding someone who you can trust with this whole process, I think is the big challenge that we are facing right now. How much money would we need for retirement?
Honestly speaking, we both are very early in our careers and personal lives as well. So until that's figured out, it's very early to decide when do we want to retire and how much we want.
Yeah. But that being said, I think our investment habit makes sure that we are chipping at it, even though we don't know the exact amount of what that would end up at.
If we had the money to invest in anything we want, what would it be? Like a dream house, travel, or anything else?
I probably spend a lot or invest it in adding to our corpus, I think, and plan for the time ahead, but also carve out some part of it in travel. I think we love doing that, and if we get some time and money for that, that'd be super awesome.
Jitesh, best and worst money habit.
I think the worst is that the Myntra parcels never seems to stop. Every day there's a e-commerce guy coming to the door. And the best is, I feel that, whenever there's an expenditure and, I say, she asks me for 10,000, she'll always come back and give me 2,000. So, she's always pushing me or, pushing herself to sort of save more. So, what is the biggest financial goal right now?
So I want a luxury home and I want to be a financially independent, say.
Luxury home? Where did that come from? I think there goes away our financial independence.
So what's your financial goal, say?
I won't like to keep it moving. So let's just be financially independent and make money a less variable to worry about. So I think should work towards.
What do you think? Mutual fund or stock? Which is a better option for the investment?
So I think the best thing which happened after marriage is Swati introducing me to mutual funds. So it's 90% mutual fund for me and 10% stocks. And the primary reason is that stocks is a full-time job. Along with what you're doing, it's very difficult to keep a track. So 90% mutual funds, 10% stocks is what I would say. What do you think?
Mutual fund always.
How much money do you think we would need for retirement?
So as Jitesh come from a startup background, so he always talks in dollars. So I believe $1 million is good along with the lavish home. That's it. So Jitesh, what do you think? What is the one money lesson which part should learn from us?
Yeah, that's a difficult one, but because both of us come from humble means, so we know the value of money. But considering we have seen those tough times, we never want our kids to sort of go through that phase. So, but definitely I would like to teach him the value of money. The importance of investment and importance of investing early. I think combination of these two should do good.
Okay, what do you spend most on?
Well, you know very well what we spend most on. Mostly on travel and dining out takes a major part of the expenditure. Of course, groceries and other things takes the minor portion. What are my best and worst money habits in your opinion?
Okay, I can say this best part is you know very well and you are expert in investments and all. So you invested wisely and now we are living comfortably And the thing which is worst is you get panic when something more expensive or excessive expenditure. I want to know that what are the proudest moment financially in our family.
When we achieved our retirement corpus and I told my boss I want to resign. So that is the proudest moment, I think, because it has given me enormous peace of mind that all of you will be well, all of us will be living well till we reach our age. Will we be keeping some money for our children?
Yeah, definitely we should keep separate for our children. They also will be happy that okay, some wealth from our parents.
Actually, yes, all our mutual funds which are accumulating right now on equities will be bequeathed to our sons equally.
When we go back 20 years back, so what would be the financial decision change?
Yeah, 20 years back, we would have been more sensible in savings. We would have set aside a portion of the savings before making any expenditure. We would have budgeted our expenditure instead of indulging in fancy expenditures. We would have saved much more and would have got the corpus much more than what we have. We would have invested early. So I would have retired also early.
On a lighter note, if you have figured out your wedding budget with your parents, I think that's a great start. I think early marriage is all about knowing each other, figuring out what you like, what you don't like, what your money philosophies are. So I think it's okay if you have not figured it out, but it's important to start having the conversation, right? It helps avoid unnecessary fights. So I think one important thing would be have that conversation. I think understand each other's philosophies, understand each other's point of view. I think we gave that time understanding why is this person saying so or what is their upbringing and because of which they feel otherwise. So understanding that and giving each other a room is important to figure out a system that works for you.
I think having a flexible plan and a plan that will change according to your life is very important. You cannot fixate on a plan early on because you have not figured out a lot of things. So having a plan but also keeping it flexible so that you can change it along like how the life progresses is very important.
Yeah, but the sooner you align on something together, I think the better you can towards moving towards that goal and achieving it.
So the first and foremost thing, I would say is have a child, because these days a lot of couples, I see, don't want to have a kid. While it's a personal choice, but if you ask me, it's the best feeling, a feeling of unconditional love, which can only exist between a parent and a kid, and that you can only experience if you have a child. Having said that, having child is an expensive affair. It's not, like you don't have to plan for it. So do plan for it, but don't stress over it, is all I would say.
My advice to my children would be right from your first income, however small they may be, make a portion of that in saving and investment. Start early, retire early is one thing. Never take any loan for assets for your personal consumption, like house or a consumption loan or a marriage loan. Don't take any of these loans because that makes you poorer. And the EMI prevents you from building wealth. That is one advice. If they follow these two advices, I think they will retire early.